Attention! Due to some people asking to continue with the short 3-minute videos, we will be creating a new channel with this more compact format. The links will be in the comments and in the community tab. Please subscribe and support us.
At the Singapore Formula One Grand Prix, Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri became involved in a controversial overtaking move during the opening lap. The British motorist started 7th and took the Australians' 3rd position, but a minor contact created friction within the Woking-based team that would dominate post-race discussions. When the incident occurred, Piastri immediately activated his radio to question whether McLaren believed the contact had been fair, clearly implying he wanted team orders for Norris to return the position. His immediate reaction demonstrated the intensity of emotions running high during championship critical moments. The overtaking maneuver was investigated by race control but was declared merely a normal racing incident. The stewards' decision reflected their view that such contact represents acceptable wheel-to-wheel competition rather than dangerous or unsporting behavior. McLaren also decided not to take any internal measures and would allow both motorists to resolve the situation on track. This hands-off approach reflected the team's philosophy of allowing racing between their championship contending motorists rather than imposing artificial constraints. When this decision was communicated to Piastri, he displayed obvious irritation and disappointment with the team's stance. His emotional response revealed the frustration of losing position to his teammate through what he perceived as questionable racing conduct. The Australian stated that he did not believe teamwork should function in such a manner and analysed that Norris's movement had been deliberate. This assessment suggested Piastri viewed the contact as intentional rather than accidental racing contact. However, after the race concluded and emotions cooled, the championship leader preferred not to commit to any definitive statements and kept his comments restrained. His diplomatic approach reflected mature handling of internal team dynamics despite his obvious disappointment. It was a difficult race, a complicated first lap, but I still haven't seen the replay. I only have the view from inside the car, so I'll look at it later, Piastri stated diplomatically when questioned about the incident during post-race interviews. This measured response contrasted sharply with his heated radio communications during the race. The Australians' willingness to reserve judgment until reviewing additional footage demonstrated professional maturity in handling contentious team situations. I thought that at the moment, obviously it was the first lap, tensions were high. We're encouraged to share our impressions about what happened. That's what I did. I'm sure we'll talk more about it later, he continued, contextualizing his emotional radio outburst. The championship leader's explanation acknowledged the natural tendency for motorists to react emotionally during competitive moments while suggesting that cooler reflection would provide more accurate assessment of the situation. Yes, I think so. The motorists raced cleanly. I don't think there was any intention of contact, but there was, and I need to see the replay to understand exactly what happened, Piastri concluded, demonstrating willingness to reconsider his initial assessment. This admission represented a significant shift from his immediate post-incident reaction when he suggested deliberate contact. His openness to alternative interpretations showed mature handling of potentially divisive team dynamics. The current championship leader acknowledged that the race did not conclude as he had expected, but emphasized his intention to focus on celebrating McLaren's constructors' championship achievement. And this perspective demonstrated ability to prioritize team success over individual disappointment. Anyway, it's a big night for the whole team. It wasn't the race I expected, but for the whole team, it's an important moment. Tonight is the result of a lot of hard work, not just this year, but several years. So it's a very proud moment for me to be part of it, and proud for the whole team, Piastri reflected. The Australian's gracious comments about McLaren's constructors' title success showed his ability to contextualize individual frustrations within broader team achievements. His perspective reflected championship-level maturity in handling complex competitive situations. The incident highlighted the delicate balance McLaren must maintain between allowing competitive racing and preventing internal conflict that could compromise their championship objectives. The decision to let the motorists race demonstrated confidence in their ability to manage internal dynamics. Piastri's initial radio explosion revealed the intense pressure facing championship leaders when teammates create competitive challenges. His emotional response was understandable given the stakes involved in maintaining championship position. The contrast between his immediate reaction and subsequent diplomatic comments illustrated the value of allowing emotions to settle before making definitive assessments. Professional motorists must learn to manage competitive frustrations within team structures. Norris's overtaking move represented aggressive racing that pushed the boundaries of acceptable teammate competition. His willingness to challenge his championship-leading teammate demonstrated his own title ambitions and competitive drive. The steward's decision to classify the incident as normal racing contact established important precedent for acceptable teammate competition. Their ruling suggested that minor contact during legitimate overtaking attempts remains within regulatory boundaries. McLaren's handling of the situation reflected their confidence in both motorist professionalism and ability to compete fairly despite championship pressure. Their trust in internal conflict resolution avoided potentially divisive team orders. The incident occurred during Singapore's challenging opening lap, where positioning changes frequently happen through aggressive racing. The circuit's characteristics create natural opportunities for such competitive moments between ambitious motorists. Piastri's championship lead creates additional pressure when teammates challenge his position through aggressive racing. His emotional response reflected the natural instinct to protect championship position against all challenges. The Australian's subsequent diplomatic approach demonstrated learning from the immediate emotional reaction. His willingness to review additional footage before making final judgments showed mature conflict resolution skills. Team dynamics within championship contending organizations require delicate management of competitive ambitions and collective objectives. McLaren's approach reflected confidence in their motorists' ability to balance individual and team interests. The Constructors' Championship celebration provided positive context that helped diffuse potential internal tension from the racing incident. Team success created shared objectives that transcended individual competitive frustrations. Piastri's ability to shift focus from personal disappointment to team achievement demonstrated championship-level emotional management. His perspective helped maintain positive team dynamics despite competitive friction. The incident will likely prompt internal discussions about acceptable limits of teammate competition during crucial championship phases. Clear guidelines help prevent future conflicts while preserving competitive integrity. Do you think Oscar Piastri's initial angry radio reaction was justified given the championship stakes, or did his later diplomatic response show the maturity expected from a title contender? Subscribe for exclusive Formula One analysis and insights into the complex dynamics of teammate rivalries in championship battles.